Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your home for all the latest Liverpool news and updates. Today we've got a huge story breaking from Anfield. Harvey Elliott finally breaks his silence on his shock exit. Arne Slot has a strong message after a not smart decision. Alexander Isak reacts to Liverpool's big win plus. Richard Hughes is already lining up the next Ryan Gravenberch. And of course, Salah saves the day once again with a late penalty. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Harvey Elliott breaks silence on Liverpool exit after making selfish decision. Harvey Elliott joined Aston Villa on deadline day on an initial loan from Liverpool. Although the move is set to be made permanent next summer, Harvey Elliott has admitted he needed to be selfish as the former Liverpool star opened up on his exit from Anfield. The 22-year-old joined Aston Villa on an initial year-long loan on transfer. Deadline day earlier this month. Although the move is expected to become permanent, with an obligation in place for a $47 million deal next summer, Liverpool has inserted both a buyback and sell-on clause in the deal, underlining the belief at Anfield that Elliott will go on to meet the potential many had expected of him, albeit with a lack of opportunities with the Reds over the past year. Having become something of a regular towards the end of Jurgen Klopp's time in charge of the club, Elliott found playing time much harder to come by during Arne Slot's first season in charge, having made 28 appearances across all competitions, with only 6 of those coming from the start. And with his opportunities limited at Anfield, Elliott felt he needed to move away in order to get the playing time he needs as he continues to develop. I think the most important thing for me when I was making the decision was to be playing first-team football. Elliott said I need to be in a team where I'm getting regular minutes. Whether that's starting or coming off the bench, just having that feeling of going into a match day, knowing you're going to play, that's the only way I can improve now. The love I have for Liverpool is still going to be there forever. That's not going to change. I'm still going to be watching and looking out for them from afar. I'm wishing them all the very best. But sometimes in football, you need to be selfish. I made the decision to leave because I wanted to do what's best for me. Explaining why he decided to move to Villa, Elliott added, "To find the best club, there were a few difficult decisions I had to make. I'm over the moon. I'm so happy to be here, and I really want to kick on, to get this club where they deserve. With this team, anything is possible. It is in the interests of everyone. He didn't get the playing time he deserved for the quality player he is. He conducted himself always so well," Slot said. It wasn't only that when he said this was his club that he wanted to say this to the fans. He acted inside with him not playing so much. He was always doing what was in the best interests of the club. He deserves a big compliment for that. Arne Slot sends Milos Kirkus message after not smart. Liverpool decision. Arne Slot has explained his decision to substitute Milos Kirkus in the first half of Liverpool's 1-0 last gasp victory over Burnley. Arne Slot has explained his decision to withdraw Milos Kirkus in the first half of Liverpool's 1-0 victory over Burnley. The Hungarian was booked for simulation midway through the first half before being replaced by Andy Robertson in the 38th minute. The Dutchman, who was seen having a brief exchange with the 21-year-old on the sidelines after taking him off, admitted the left-back was not smart for diving, as he conceded his yellow card played a part in his decision to replace the defender. Having already taken off, Kirkus on the hour mark against AFC Bournemouth on the opening day of the season after he had been booked, Slot conceded the risk of a red card was not a gamble he was willing to make. "Yes, I said already to him that it wasn't smart," he said. He replied to me that he felt some arm in his back. But let's be clear, it wasn't a penalty. It is funny that the 2 dives we have had in the 1 and a bit years I've been here, they have both led to a yellow card, so we're not really good at it. I see it happening a lot without the referee giving a yellow, but the moment we do it, it was a dive. He told me he felt something, but it wasn't a foul, so it's not smart. Not only the yellow card, but also afterwards he played the ball no foul at all. But the referee blew his whistle, which can always happen. The reaction of the fans and their players trying to go to the referee, saying if you think this would be a foul, then it's a yellow, which would have been ridiculous, of course. Then it's a risk. The only way we could have lost his game was if we were down to 10. 11 v 11, we could have drawn it, but we couldn't lose it as they were barely over the halfway line. I didn't want to take that risk. It was hard for Milos because normally you don't have to take a player off if he has a yellow. But I felt this was the best choice. Alexander Isak reacts to Liverpool win after Burnley absence explained Liverpool. Record signing Alexander Isak was not included in the squad to face Burnley on Sunday after his move from Newcastle United on deadline day. Liverpool striker Alexander Isak has responded to the Reds' late win over Burnley after the British record transfer was left out of his first possible match. Mohamed Salah scored a 95th-minute winner as Arne Slot's side maintained their winning start to the season to send them back to the top of the Premier League. The 25-year-old wasn't included in the squad, despite the Reds ending his transfer saga on deadline day with a $125 million deal. However, due to his lack of involvement for Newcastle United during his time out of the first team, the Liverpool head coach opted to leave him out of the traveling squad that made the trip to Turf Moor. Liverpool toiled against a stubborn Burnley side, needing a stoppage-time Salah penalty after Hannibal Mejbri was penalized for a handball. Despite his omission from the first Liverpool squad he was available for, Isac was active on social media and celebrated the Reds, continuing their perfect start to the campaign. The attacker shared the official Instagram account's full-time graphic to his story, before liking posts from Virgil van Dijk, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Ibrahima Konate. Speaking before kickoff, Slot confirmed that it was his decision to leave Isac out of the starting 11. As everybody knew, he did not have any team training at Newcastle, then went to the national team and only played there for 15-20 minutes, he said. We think, with a week when we played 3 games in 7 days, this is the best lead-up for him to be available against Atletico Madrid. That is always difficult to say. What I can say is, in a preseason, after 1 or 2 weeks, you play your first 45-60 minutes and you build that up, gradually. But you do that with proper training sessions during the week. Now we hardly have any proper training sessions with the team because we play 3 games in 7 days. Richard Hughes lining up move to sign the next Ryan Gravenberch. For Liverpool are now lining up a move for the next Ryan Gravenberch. The Dutchman has been a revelation at Anfield since arriving from Bayern Munich. Gravenberch has revived his career under Arne Slot, becoming one of the best defensive midfielders in not just the Premier League but European football. In the process, Gravenberch has also fulfilled the potential many tipped him to have at a very early age. Just over half a decade ago, when he was breaking through at Ajax, Gravenberch was regarded as the best young talent to have emerged from the club's renowned academy in decades. This is an academy that has produced legends like Clarence Seedorf, Johan Cruyff, Patrick Kluivert, Frank Rijkaard, and Dennis Bergkamp, so that is saying a lot. At this rate, Gravenberch's name could go down with those legends if he maintains his current level of performances. He's definitely the best Ajax graduate to have emerged from the club's academy in the last decade. But there is someone ready to rival him. And Liverpool are ready to make a move for him as well. The Reds have suddenly developed a strong relationship with Ajax. Currently, Liverpool have 2 players on loan at the historic club, with Vítězslav Jaros having established himself as Ajax's #1 goalkeeper and James McConnell having arrived to replace Jordan Henderson. This has been influenced by the appointment of Johnny Heitinga as Ajax's manager. The former Everton defender was an assistant under Arne Slot last season and developed close ties with the Reds. Heitinga has used these new connections to his benefit, and in the coming years, Liverpool could do the same, especially as Richard Hughes is currently looking to sign another midfielder on the Reds' left side. Anfield Watch understands Liverpool want to sign a left-footed progressive defensive midfielder in 2026. This is where Ajax's academy graduate Jordi Mokio could come into play. Liverpool are among a number of clubs monitoring his situation at Ajax. Manchester United have also been credited with interest in the 17-year-old midfielder. Mokio is a left-footed midfielder who has predominantly played as a holding midfielder for Ajax on the left side. Mokio has also covered the left-back position at times and became the second youngest player to make his debut for Ajax's senior team at just 16 years and 6 months old. Who was the youngest? Gravenberch, who made his debut at 16 years and 4 months old. Before them, It was Seedorf, who was just 26 days older than Gravenberch when he made his debut. So, it's fair to say if you're a young midfielder making your debut for Ajax at just 16 years old, you got a good chance of having a successful career. Mokio's performances for Ajax highlight this. In just under 1,200 senior career minutes, he's averaged 7.88 defensive duels per 90 minutes, winning 70%. He's a good duel winner, who reads the game well and has a lot of legs and energy to cover a large section of the pitch. Mokio is also a progressive ball carrier, which is what Liverpool want. He has averaged 2 progressive runs per 90 minutes and makes more than 10 forward passes. His 1.65 dribble attempts per 90 is also quite a high volume for a holding midfielder. The 65% success rate is a decent return. 2. If we are looking at his FBref profile against his positional peers, Mokio ranks in the upper 90th percentile for successful take-ons and progressive carries. He's got the energy Liverpool are looking for. It's no surprise Hughes is reportedly keeping a close eye on him. This is a move that could line up Liverpool's next Gravenberch. Arne Slot makes lucky Liverpool admission after Mo Salah's late penalty beats. Burnley Arne Slot admitted Liverpool were fortunate to escape from turf. Moore with the 3 points after Mo Salah found the net from the penalty spot in the 5th minute of added time. Arne Slot admits Liverpool were lucky after Mohamed Salah's last gasp. Penalty earned victory at promoted Burnley. The Reds were heading for a goalless draw when Claret substitute Hannibal Mejbri handled a cross from Jeremy Frimpong inside the area to give Salah the chance to score 5 minutes into additional time and send Slot's side 3 points clear. Liverpool had dominated possession but struggled to create chances with a $125 million man Alexander Isak, and Slot said a draw was probably what we expected throughout the game. But we tried with the substitutions we made to bring onto the pitch all the players we have who can attack. We had 6 or 7 on in the end. I don't know if that has anything to do with scoring the goal, but we did create the penalty and just before a big chance from Jeremy. So relief, lucky. Explaining Isak's absence, Slot said, he was doing recovery today. He had a hard and tough session yesterday. Alex is far from ready for a schedule for 3 games in a week for 90 minutes. Now we will be able either Wednesday or Saturday to play 45 as a minimum or maybe a bit more. But if he plays 45 on Wednesday, don't expect him to play 45 or more on Saturday because his body is not prepared. For that, in our opinion, Burnley had lost to an injury time penalty at Manchester United last time out. And boss Scott Parker, who saw midfielder Leslie Ugachukwu sent off for 2 bookable offenses late on, admitted, "It's heartbreaking the way the game finishes for us. 2 games in a row now in the dying minutes, 2 penalties decide the game. It's harsh, but that's this league. It's probably a penalty. The learning from it for us is that we probably need to train defenders to put their arms behind their back.